What do you want the Lord to say? What do you want the Lord to say? Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Now that's what I want the Lord to say. What he should say. I'm looking for me on here. What I want the Lord. All right, there I am. All right there. Y'all know when I look at my phone, I try to figure out, okay, are my people there or are they not? We got to find a way to clone ourselves. Listen, today I want to talk about conspiracy theories. Not so much conspiracy theories, but also I want to talk about why is it that we believe the first story that we see in our news feeds on social media. Huh? Can y'all please tell me why we just jump right at the first story we see? Because I'm gonna tell you something. The fact that we easily do that also tells me why it was so easy for a certain young man, old man, to be elected as the president of the United States. Who is that? Uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj Jones Show. I'm here. It is the evening edition. Baby. How y'all is? Come on in, Karen. Karen Bell is here. And who else is here? From Texas, Denise James. And the great audio man from this great state of Illinois, up north around Rockford area there. That's the great Kendrick Scales, all right? He said new office. It's kind of old now. Listen, I want to talk about this real quick, because y'all know I ain't ate yet, right? Y'all already know I ain't ate. Good to see it everywhere. I want to talk about this thing as it pertains to the peoples. Let the people say it. Why America continued to downplay COVID-19? Why? There's a reason why. There is a reason, but actually there's a plethora of reasons why. Pitt said, huh? What? Yeah, there's a plethora of reasons why, okay? And why do we always believe the fake news? The fake news, the fakeness. Okay, listen, come closer. All right? Y'all come closer. Wisconsin. I'm sorry, he in Wisconsin. He not in Illinois no more. He gave us up. The SIP is here. Blessings to you, SIP. Yeah, he gave us up. Y'all already got the answers? All right, let me post y'all's answers then. Hey, Sakina, what's Charlie doing? Is Charlie around? Punch him in the neck for me. Go right for his throat. Tell him from love from Sir. Well, that leaves me out. I'm not into. Oh, okay. I want to find out if y'all got the answers. Donald Talley is here. When Donald Talley shows up, everybody must listen. Good to see you, Artie. Okay. Come closer. Come here. Let me talk to y'all for a minute here. You see a story on he sleep? Charlie sleep? I said punch him in the throat. Okay? You see a story on social media, Facebook, Black Twitter, okay, white YouTube, whatever, all right? You see these stories, and right away, what do y'all do? You share it on your wall, and then tag me in it. Or you put it in my inbox right away. Just throw it out there. Look what just happened. Throw it out there. No checks and balances. Nothing. You didn't consult with no one. You didn't ask no questions. You did nothing. You just threw it out there. So what did you do? All right? Your friends are just as vulnerable as you are, because birds of a feather. All right? And so your people run over there to your site. They run over there. Yeah. I said that. They run over there and say, if Travell Bennett and Demetri Pitts posted it, it must be trusted. So I'm not even going to check their work. I'm just going to share it on my wall. Before you know it, you got 1 million shares of fake news. 2016, that's how y'all got Donald Trump. That's how they got. Y'all can't see the topic? Travell, you can't see the topic? Huh? You can't see the topic? Why America continue to downplay COVID-19. All right, I'm going this way. I'm going this way. Okay. So, how easy is my question to y'all? How easy is it to check a story? Huh? But, huh? How easy is it to check a story? Huh? Can somebody tell me how easy it is to check a story? I mean, it's so easy. Our parents didn't have it this easy. That's how easy it is. Because our parents didn't have it this easy. I sent you 3, what? I was trying to get an understanding about the whole situation. I'm not sure. You sent me a lot of stuff, Karen. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Yeah, there it is. There it is, Pitts. There it is. She said, Google 101. That's not easy. Y'all like, well, I don't trust Google. Yes, you do. You trust Google. You trust Google with everything. You trust Google. Whatever you need, you go to Google. But all of a sudden, you can't trust Google because you want to defend your case to deflect. Deflect, I said it right. Deflect. I don't know because Snopes is brought out what? Oh, yeah. Snopes ain't the only place to go. This ain't the only place to go. It's easy peasy, Amber says. It's so easy. Here's the thing. Here's one. Somebody, I ain't gonna say no name. Patrick Johnson says, it's easy as clickety-clickety. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Somebody posted a dress of First Lady Melania. Is that her name? I get the daughter mixed up with the wife. Sometimes he treats them the same way. Anyway, the First Lady was wearing a dress. It was a pretty dress. And you black folks put up a dress of Melania wearing a dress with the Obama face up here and a fist down in the middle part of the dress, saying Black Lives Matter pretty much, and how is it possible that the First Lady could wear that because of who she's married to. And y'all ate it up. Y'all had dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and after snack on it. And I laughed when I saw it. I laughed. I cracked up. Crystal, good to see you. I laughed. I said, wait a minute. First of all, I don't even have to go around checking to see if that is a fake dress because I was watching her wear it live on the news. So when something like that is posted, it tells me how much y'all hate the news. You won't watch it. Okay? Sherry Lynn said, no, it wasn't pretty. Sherry's one of them. She and I do this all the time, y'all. So y'all excuse me and Sherry. We love each other. Okay? So I was watching the 4th of July thing at Mount Rushmore. That's where I used to live, right there, Mount Rushmore. And she was wearing the dress. She was wearing the dress. Shirley said, no, we didn't eat it up. Shut up. All right. She was wearing the exact dress. Then y'all put it on Facebook. And then the Obama dress. And then everybody ate it up. I said, what? Did y'all not watch the news that day? So then I said, okay. Let's act like you didn't see the news that day. So let's go to google.com. I went to google.com and I typed in Melania dress. And guess what I saw? A whole page, the first page of Google, didn't have no dress of the Barack Obama on it. It had the regular dress, and it talked about another scandal with the dress. They were saying that the dress that she had on resembled victims of of the caged children or something like that. All right. So it was a whole nother thing. And I said, how easy was that to find? Huh? 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 She would have been deported under the terms of treaty. Yeah, I know. Right. Okay. How easy was that to find? Okay, let's go with another one that Sherry's not involved with. Sherry Lynn, she's not involved with this one. What about Dr. Fauci resigning from the White House task force on this coronavirus? Huh? Y'all posted a website that said Dr. Fauci resigned. Yeah, y'all did. You did. And I said, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. Here's the website. I said, no, he didn't. Because you don't watch the news. All right? Which tells me you're going to believe anything you see. I said, I'll be right back. I'm getting ready to go and Google it. I already knew the answer, but I wanted to show them how fast it was to find it. So I went to go to Google, and I came back 2 minutes later. 2. Everybody counted. 1, 2. 2 minutes. I came back with Fauci news. It was a lie. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, those are just 2 examples out of dozens and dozens of fake news out there that you black folks, you believe it right away. You drink it like it's elixir, like you eat it like it's the best chicken in town, and never check it. And I often talk about the Berean Church, who we should be called after. We should change all our names and call it the Berean Church of God in Christ, of Baptists, of Pentecostal, Apostolic Bereans, okay? Because they did not just believe anything anybody said. They checked the records. Bring me the receipt. You said Jesus was crucified? Bring me the receipt. I want to see it. I want to check it out. Ain't nobody asking for the receipts. If only people believe the good news. Come on, Patrick Johnson. That's what I'm trying to say. If we could just believe the good news of Jesus Christ. So here's what we do. We get caught up in Hollywood's news. Everybody's excited about the Red Table with the Pinkett Smiths. We're excited about that. We've been excited about that for about 2 weeks almost. And now the young man got kicked off of his show because he was saying some Semitic things with Public Enemy, Mr. Griff, or whatever his name is, McGruff. Okay? We're going to be caught up on that news for the days to come. Caught up in it. These are saints. So there must be an answer here. Blessed to you from Chesapeake, Virginia. Yes. Well, they used to say, if it's in the book, I think yeah. I think I think you're right there. If it's in the book, hide it in there. Okay, so I want to talk about this entanglement. Yes, hips. I want to talk about this COVID-19 and how insensitive you people are. Now, when I say you people, I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all though. If the shoe fits, how about communion table instead of red table? Right. Come on, Patrick. Beatrice, yes, such distractions. It is a great distraction. All right. I found a wonderful article here on psychology as it pertains to what we believe. True, false believers. All right. It's called The Psychology of Conspiracy Theorists. The Psychology of Conspiracy Theorists. Conspiracy theories are byproducts of basic mind processes. That's why it's easy for us to believe it. But I'm going to bring up about 4 words. The first word is prevention. Prevention. What's the old saying? An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. Prevention is a hard thing for us to do. Prevention. And even harder to appreciate prevention. This is because it requires long-term thinking, which is not our species' specialty, prevention. It is also because, paradoxically, successful prevention efforts tend to look like we're overreacting. Prevention. Prevention isn't exciting. It doesn't produce heroes. Prevention. When something is broken, the problem is self-evident. It's broke. You can see it. And the person who fixed it is clearly the hero. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Okay? When the problem is prevented, nothing bad happens. And we often can't know for certain whether it would have happened had we not intervened or prevented it. Perhaps the calamity we claim to have averted would not have materialized in the first place. We can't go that far in our thinkings, okay? That's why all the TV shows are about detectives and lawyers and surgeons, the people who solve murders, try criminals, and save the sick, not the people who prevent criminality and sickness from happening in the first place. There was a wonderful movie, I can't remember who starred in it. It was about fighting crime. They had a way to look into the future, and they knew that this man was going to commit a crime, so they arrested these people early before they committed the crime. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was a great concept. Well, that's a world that we all wish we lived in. If we knew that that brother was going to break in the house, even the Bible alludes to that, then we would have prepared the house if we knew that he was coming. So the current coronavirus response constitutes a public, large-scale, and acute attempt at prevention. I know a lot of prophets who wish they had known that this coronavirus was coming like it did. Not The Matrix, Lonnie Newman. Is another movie. If these prophets had known that the coronavirus was going to happen and affect us the way it does right now, man, these prophets would have been making so much money on this. Blessed to you, Dorothy from Florida. The Minority Report, was it Minority Report? Linda? I don't know. I think the same actor. Who's the man in the Minority Report? What's his name? Okay, always do those action moves. All right. So our preventative measures, in addition to the technical and the economical and the political problems they pose. We're talking about the coronavirus. All right. I don't think it was Denzel. All right. Are also bound to be psychologically trying. This coronavirus, all right, its effect on our lives, it affected us technically, economically, politically. It affected us spiritually. Yes, Tom Cruise, Linda. I believe he's playing in that movie. I could be wrong. We can therefore anticipate a backlash. Such a backlash will take variations or various forms, but without a doubt, it will involve the flowering of 1,000 conspiracy theories. When the coronavirus hit, a whole bunch of conspiracy theories popped up, and many of you believed it because you were inboxing me every few minutes. Seemed like, watch out, y'all! They're gonna be spraying from a helicopter. Gonna be coming to your town and spraying the city with this disinfectant, and then the next day, I heard from the 5 Joint Chiefs of the military, because my friend works for the friend who's a secretary who's worked for the Pentagon, and in the nighttime, his friend is a janitor, and they heard the general saying that there's going to be a nationwide quarantine, and then another day it's going to, the 5G coronavirus conspiracy theory, all right, and all these things all of those things were just the beginning of trouble. Eleanor, a blessing to you. Yes, all right, yes, DH is 5G, okay, and that's what's happening. A conspiracy theory is a belief that some covert, all right? There's a difference between covert and overt. A conspiracy theory is the belief that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or an event. It was covert. All right? Now we're diving into the psychology of why we believe things right away. False prophets are still trying to make money. Yep, selling snake oil. Come on, Patrick. Patricia. All right, so here it is. More specifically, as they say, conspiracy theories are unsubstantiated, less plausible alternatives to the mainstream explanation of an event. Here's the mainstream. Here's the science. Here's the proof. Here's the poll. Here are the numbers, all right? And then here's your conspiracy, okay? So these theories are unsubstantiated, less plausible alternatives to the mainstream explanation of an event. They assume everything is intended with malignity. That means you live in a country, you live in a city, or you live in a state that they're purposely, covertly trying to destroy you. That's why 5G was so popular among African Americans, because they believed that the white man was creating this thing to choke us out of our communities and kill us and wipe us out, which made absolutely no sense because they need us. We are the workforce, and 80% of America's GDP is by the service sector. And who's working the service sectors? Minorities. Black and brown people, all right? Hispanics and Asians working the service. And so if they get rid of all of us, they cannot, the 1% can't make the money. It makes no sense, but you will believe it because. And we know the world is wicked, but to hold on to fear, yes, that's it, the answer. So why are we so susceptible to these beliefs? The answer, of course, is complicated. It's complicated. And I'm going to give you these words in a minute. Multiple factors are motives. Among them, economic, historical, and sociological. Those three are involved, all right? Economic, you're messing with my money. Historical, it's repeating something that has happened, okay? Or sociological, all right? It's where we live and how we live with the people we live with, okay? How we interact with humanity, all right? So, yet, as always, when it comes to us humans, psychology too plays a major role. Psychology research has uncovered several mechanisms underlying our perpetual penchant for purveying preposterous plots. Now, here are the words. First is this phrase called fundamental attribution error. Fundamental attribution error. E-R-R-O-R, that error. All right? Let's explain what that is. And maybe you'll learn something today, boys and girls. The interesting thing about a conspiracy theory is its helplessness and its hopelessness. Yes, this is why we need to guard our gates. God is a God of hope and not hopelessness. Yeah, that's good. That's good. She typed a lot there, but I got to keep going. All right. Thank you, Pitts. Economic, historical, and psychological. So here is the phrase again, Pitts. Fundamental attribution error, which is our tendency to prefer dispositional explanations to situational ones. We prefer dispositional explanations to situational ones. Y'all watch these shows, these situation comedies or these situation shows, okay? There's a difference between dispositional and situational. When we observe an event happening, we are much more likely to attribute it to some intentional, internal motive than to circumstance and happenstance. So the coronavirus was intentional. They went over there to China or something like that, and or Bill Gates and Fauci got together and they wanted to make money on a cure. You understand? So this was intentional. All this fall up under the umbrella of fundamental attribution. Understand? Conspiracy theories are, by definition, dispositional. Someone planned this for a purpose. That's dispositional. They are thus unequally satisfying to our minds. Australia philosopher Steve Clark, he says, as explanations, conspiracy theories are highly dispositional. When conspiracies occur, it is because conspirators intend them to occur and act on their intentions. When you tell a young man or a young girl you will amount to nothing, and you keep telling that kid, you are nothing, you will amount to nothing, you got a big nose, you're short, you're ugly. After a while, that thing sets in that child, and he or she believes this and live its life according to its atrocities that you've spoken into their brains. All right, that's why, again, that's why, who said that? Amber said something about guarding your gates. So in most cases, the received view, the conventional, accepted, non-conspiratorial alternative to a particular conspiracy theory is a situational explanation. Yes. Mitzi, good to see you. Yes. Come on. That's it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. God is watching. Good to see you. So that's the first word. The second word or phrase is confirmation bias. Pitts. Confirmation bias that's its brother. The belief, perseverance phenomenon is what it is. Two well-known aspects of our cognitive hardware. So confirmation bias refers to the fact that we tend to become attached to our belief and to search for, we're connected, all right, to our belief. Okay? And then search for or interpret information in ways that confirms our preconceptions. So we believe it, or we see it, we kind of believe it, then we search for the belief because we want to believe this thing. Confirmation bias. We want to confirm it in our minds. And I keep telling people all the time, when your brain asks you a question, then it searches out an answer. In many cases, it finds the wrong answer. This is the definition of being vulnerable. Sometimes women can be the most vulnerable when it comes to these things because they are always searching. They're searching for a lover. They're searching for a protector. They're searching for a knight in shining armor. And that first fool that comes by, sometimes she settles with him because she's tired of the search. She might have kept searching, and then he came around and he might have said the right words. The moon might have set at the right angle, all kind of things. Okay, so it becomes a confirmation. Now they'll explain this further in here. Once we settle on a conviction, we will search, remember, and accept only evidence that supports it, while ignoring and neglecting to seek disconfirming evidence. So here is the conspirators are in a room and they're talking about all these things that possibly can happen, even though the truth is outside the door. We don't want to test what we think we know with the truth. And this is how so many people read the Bible and they misinterpret it, or they want to believe what they believe, even though I may present the truth on Theology Thursdays. They only go by what they have been taught. And then cognitive dissonance set in because they're fighting against something that they believe. And it's called, it's not just cognitive dissonance, but it's also called fossilization. That is believing something, being raised or brainwashed to believe something that is negative, that is not truth. All right. And then you begin to teach that to your children and your posterity, I guess you can say. And then somebody bring the truth to you, even though it's right there in your face, black and white, you reject it because you're comfortable with the antithesis of it. So this is why people online gravitate to sites that echo their pre-existing beliefs and their prejudiceness. So that's why many white supremacists, their children, they begin to grab a hold. They like little black boy Johnny at school, but their parents is trying to, there's a magnet happen where the positive and the negative side of the magnet, they keep repelling no matter how much you try to pull those two magnets together. This is a mystery of God in his resources, that something out of the ground could repel from each other, right? You turn them around and they come like that. But when you turn them around on the positive ends, then they do this. And that's how some people are in society. They know that this doesn't feel right, it doesn't look right, it's not genuine, and the Holy Spirit is in them saying, don't do it. And they're like, yeah, but I know it ain't right, but there's something there that I want. And you grieve the Holy Spirit. Don't believe the hype. All right, so that's confirmation bias. The second one is called belief perseverance. Belief perseverance. Belief perseverance. Sound like a tribal folk. Yep, no matter what the leader says, the tribe believes it. Come on, come on. While ignoring the presentation of the truth. Yes, come on, Pitts. Pitts is here, y'all. Pitts is here. I saw a pastor doing that this week. He sounded like someone defending the, oh, wow, the master. I probably saw that same pastor. All right? That's good stuff. All right? So where are we? Tribal, belief preservation. Belief perseverance. I'm sorry. Belief perseverance refers to the fact that we seek to maintain our belief. We seek to maintain our beliefs even after the information that originally gave rise to it has been refuted. Once we've set in our beliefs, evidence to the contrary will be dismissed actively. So the COVID-19 is wiping out people. It's killing people. But we believe, because we're tribal, as the actress, I think, said it, that our president, who I voted for, says this is a Democratic hoax. And the white evangelicals are telling me, no, this can't be true, because you are messing with the church. You're closing the churches down, and God wants us to worship him freely in a building. So you close the building down, now we can't worship God. We can't fast, we can't pray, we can't sing. You shut our building down, so which means they're connecting this hardship of not coming together and breathing on each other to a conspiracy of COVID-19 is fake. And then they attach it to something to strengthen their point. They will attach it to the common flu and say, look at this, look at these numbers, look at these numbers. And then they will then begin, they begin to search for deflecting attributes and numbers and tallies, okay, and proofs. All right, they become great investigators. Surveyors. When people want to prove something that they believe, they become the greatest surveyors of their truth. So they'll say there's so many people in America, and there's only this many people per capita who are dying from COVID-19. It can't be that great of a death notice for people, because look, I live in a state where there's only a few people a day catches it. I'm not sick. My parents not sick, my grandparents not sick, my children not sick, my community is not sick, so it can't be true. It can't be. This is belief perseverance. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay? So this is why politicians promote polls that show them to be popular, which is confirmation bias, all right? These polls show them to be popular and label as fake those polls that don't. That means, so what they're doing here, they're mixing the three words together. They're trying to show you in an example about polls how it is confirmation bias, belief perseverance. All right? They're saying this is why politicians promote, there's a lot of P's in here. Politicians promote polls that show them to be popular. All right? So Donald Trump says, the poll says on Fox News, I'm popular, and label as fake those polls that don't. So CNN, fake news. This is why when you're in love, you tend to latch onto everything good about your love object and gloss over a fail to notice warning signs. That's called confirmation bias. He or she was crazy when you met him, but you can't see it. When your friends warn you about the love object, you accuse them of lying out of jealousy. That's belief perseverance. You're lying, or you want them for yourself. So ironically, once we settle on the belief, however diluted or implausible, all right, the earth is flat. There are a lot of people today still believe that the earth is flat. They will always believe that. we're highly likely to seek and believe information that supports it. All right? Looks flat to me. What do you see? It looks flat to me. Have you ever lied on the ground and looked at the clouds? If you lay there long enough, if it's a nice cloudy day, and keep looking at the clouds, after a while, you will see formation, and it will begin to form something that you recognize. A body, a person, a face, a shoe, a leg, a guitar. You understand? Your brain does that. It's trying to put sense to what you're seeing. That's why some people can go into a museum, and this picture can be so abstract that is, okay, all over the place, but somebody can go in there and say, wow, I see the cows, I see the dogs, I see the trees. I don't see it, but this person can see it. So while rejecting any data to the contrary, however plausible as false, malevolent, I like the word, it's always hard for me to say that, or diluted the science, all the scientists are lying. They're all lying. COVID is not killing us. It's a bald-faced lie. You can't trust the scientists. But they go to the doctors if they have a cold, if they maybe catch a flu, if maybe they stepped on a rusted nail, or maybe there's signs of cancer, or maybe they're having some kind of cough uncontrollably, okay, their eyes are dim, what have you. These same people go to the very science in whom they don't believe for that. But when an ailment comes in America, like an epidemic or a pandemic, and it doesn't affect you personally, then you can't see it only because it's affecting you negatively, economically, politically, spiritually. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's a lot here that I can unpack. I just don't want to do it all night long. All right. So where are y'all? Darwin's theory is the worst theory ever. Yes, but it worked. Darwin's theory worked because they made it mandatory. The operative out of fear and ignorance. Yep, they operate. That is. Let's see. Where are y'all? Trying to see did I miss anybody here. Okay, there's a lot there. All right, so let's look at the numbers. So look at COVID here. Okay. Here are the numbers to COVID. Now, this is as of June 29, or it goes June 10th and beyond. Okay. All right, look at that. It's telling me that 3.48 million confirmed. All right, that's a lot. 3.48 million confirmed. All right. Well, that's just people who got tested and they are confirmed to have coronavirus. 3.48 million. And you know how many million people there are. All right. So out of that 3.48 million, it's telling me that 138,000 people died. Right here. 138,000 people died. Okay? Now, out of many millions of people, that number looks very small. As a matter of fact, let me show you some other numbers here. This is the United States stats, and here's the world, okay? 13 million worldwide cases, and they show you even the recovery, but look how many people died around the world, 580,000. Okay. Now, with those numbers, you get a person who's going to look at that stuff who knows nothing about numbers and just make you want to just vomit by some of their excuses to these numbers. Okay, and what do I mean by this? It's pretty much what I said earlier about these numbers. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question. uh, where Hip says over here in Florida the death rate is was that 0.01, and I heard they diagnosed one individual with COVID. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, Hips, let me ask y'all this question. Can you fit 138,000 people in your church? Huh? Can you? You can't? No? Have you ever been in the presence of 138,000 people at a concert? What about at a stadium, a football game? Have you ever been on a football field, a football game with 138,000 people? No? Can you imagine 138,000 people on your front lawn? Huh? Can you? Do you have $138,000 in the bank? Huh? Anybody? You got $138,000 in the bank? You don't? Tracy said no and yes. I don't know which one. Which one is it? Huh? Missy said 350 is enough for me. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Keys. Yes. Huh? Can you imagine that many? 138 anything. Can you imagine that number? Huh? Got to watch the no to that question. So when you people, when I'm speaking in general, okay. So the shoe fit, wear it. Hey, Charles Johnson, good to see you. Say hello to the family for me. All right. When y'all putting up stats on my wall, I'm gonna say this because it might be insensitive for me to say it, but it's insensitive what y'all are doing on social media. Hip say, you're going somewhere with this. You know I always do. When y'all put statistics on my wall that says, this is the population of the world or United States, and here is the population of those who got sick or died of COVID-19. When you post stuff like that to prove to me that COVID-19 is not as big as the TV is making it, do you not realize how insensitive you are? Do you not realize that? Why am I using the word insensitive? Well, here's why. I done lost too many people to this disease. And many of them didn't have pre-existing conditions. Why would you post something like that on the wall where there are families who lost family members of COVID-19 and you're telling them it's fake? Huh? Can y'all give me an answer why? Could the saints, these are the saints doing this. That's my next point, Beatrice. That's where I'm going next. That's where I'm going next. How could the saints be that insensitive, even if it was the common flu or cold and somebody died from it? How could you be that insensitive to say, so what, your uncle died? That's what you're saying. All right, so what, your uncle died? So what, my dear died? So what, your pastor died? All right, yeah, they died. Well, they could have died from, and then they go dipping over here somewhere. That's where y'all are when you post this stuff. COVID sat on my chest and tried to choke me to death. And some of y'all were there when I posted it on wall. I remember I talked about how sick I was, and then I talked about how I had this dream where there were two demons in the room. This was happening during my attack. Okay? The two demons were in the room. One demon sat on me, and the other one was at the door. on the lookout as this demon tried to choke me. Okay. Now I know these are a lot of these dreams can be explained through psychology and those who study sociology and those who study the science of those who are also study the spirituality of things. Okay, all these things I explain it all right. And I remember coming home from church. And I sat in my office, and then I felt something in my throat like that. I said, ooh, ooh-wee. And it wasn't a thirst. It was just like there's something there that don't belong. Like this. And then you can kind of feel it in your nasals up there. I said, this feel like a cold is coming. I know what a cold feels like. I said, oh man, let me try and fight this now. So I don't like medicine. I really don't. So I said, I tell you what, let me take something tonight as it's coming, and then I'll go to bed. So I think I made some vitamin C, that Theraflu, and I just started taking stuff because I said, you know what, if it's going to come, it's going to come, and let it work its way out. That next day, it was okay. But I laid there because it was working its way up. All right? That was a Monday night. Tuesday, it was working its way up. Come Wednesday though, like this, like something came, like I had the windows open and the wind came in the room. That thing came up in my house and freaked me out, because then that's when it started working in my chest. Come Thursday, I was asking my children to look for my life insurance policies. I was calling my daughter in the room. I was trying to show her my life insurance policy is in that room right there, in that cabinet right there, in that folder right there, because I felt like I was getting ready to die. And that thing sat on my chest. Now, I didn't think it was COVID. I just thought it was a flu. And a bad one at that. And the next day, I couldn't hardly talk. I said, oh my God, what is this? What is this? Oh God, what is this? God, you cannot be taking me out like this. I can't even see my grandbabies grow up. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I posted on Facebook. I asked the saints to pray for me. Y'all remember that? All right. And then, thank God, it began to subside. And I had never felt anything like that in my life. Okay? I recovered slowly. And then I started noticing something. I couldn't smell nothing. I couldn't smell my cologne. I couldn't smell the soap that I was using. And me being the bachelor, I couldn't smell the things were rotting in my refrigerator. Mm-hmm. Stuff was a Kevin Peabody that happened in end of February, beginning of March, right around that time, right around March, beginning of March, right before the shutdown, before it became a big scare. All right, and stuff was rotting in my refrigerator. I thought it was okay because I couldn't smell it. Thought I would open the package. I ain't smell nothing, so I was eating stuff that was going bad. I couldn't smell it. And then when I would eat it, I couldn't taste it. I'm like, now I know I seasoned this. I know baby girl seasoned this. Why can't I taste it? And I went to my office, turned on the news, and the news says, breaking news. It has been discovered by several people who got COVID that they lose their sense of taste, and their sense of smell, and I freaked out. I said, oh my God. I'm a survivor. I was sitting here and I had the COVID. I couldn't believe it. Now, I says, now let me pinpoint where did I get it from. That wasn't hard. I was at church, in conventions, at church. And we all were blowing on each other. Now, I can't blame the church so much because it was the end of February, and the people really didn't know what was going on, right? So I can't really blame the church. But after we started getting information about COVID, the churches started having conventions in the middle of the scare. They were having workers' meetings and all kinds of conventions and pastors' anniversaries and all kinds of stuff trying to get that money. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I was so upset with the church. That's why I did my Kojic rebuke on YouTube. Y'all go there on my YouTube channel and you see where I did what's called Make Kojic Great Again. I think I call it my Kojic rebuke. About 20,000 people watched that thing and they agreed with me. So when y'all put stuff like that on the wall and call it fake, it's a hoax. It's not as bad as it is. Are you trying to tell me what I felt was a hoax? Huh? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You trying to tell me that thing that sat on my chest and almost choked me out was fake? Huh? You trying to tell me all the friends I lost because of this COVID-19 is fake? You want me to share that fake post and send it to my friends' mothers and fathers and their brothers and sisters? The ones who died, you want me to share that with them? Huh? Are they fake dying? Peabody said. Huh? Are they? So again, this is why I took you through a psychological lesson here, because all that's happening up here. The people are tribal. Number two, it affected them politically and economically. We shut down the government and these people lost a lot of money. They lost their jobs and these corporations filed for bankruptcy. All right. The stock market was crashing, but then it went up and went up. All right. There's a difference between Main Street and Wall Street. Those are two different beasts. Main Street and Wall Street. All right. Two different beasts. But Main Street was suffering while Wall Street was rallying. There's a reason behind that. Amen. Minty, yeah, I survived that thing. But let me tell you, it took weeks for me to shake that thing. It took weeks for my smell and my sense of taste to come back. It took weeks. Can you imagine living without your sense? You got 5 senses and 2 of them are gone? That was rough for me. And many people are experiencing that right now. Yes. They are mesmerized by the same demons that control President Trump, God. Yeah, that's it. I had experienced something like that early in the year, and the doctors told me that I didn't have the flu, but it was some kind of virus. And let me tell y'all something. I believe that there are thousands and thousands of people in America who's walking around with the coronavirus, and they have no symptoms. They're asymptomatic, right? They're walking around. It's almost like everybody in America got COVID. They either got it now or they had it and they shook it, all right? It's like there was a wind that came over America and dropped that disease on everybody. And we all breathed it in and then we lived it out. I don't think it came in January. It came last year. And it just didn't manifest itself that much until January. But that thing was around for a while. And people had it and they shook it. All right? And every week, the scientists are catching up to the technology or the attribute or the characteristics of COVID, because every week it seems to do something different that baffles science. But then science now, whatever it does, science now know more about it, which is good. Okay? But God knows what he's doing with this thing, because he's the one that's playing chess with the science community. He's playing chess with them. Yeah, he is. Same demons that control Biden as well. Y'all, when the Most High Child comes on here, bow your heads. bow your heads. Yeah, and I'm not for all these political fights. I just, because if Trump don't get in, Biden gonna get in, and you got the equal of the lesser. There is no lesser evil. You got the equal of the evils. You got the equal of the evils. There's no lesser of the two evils. You got the equal of the evils. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing came, Phyllis. That thing came in November or earlier. Mm-hmm. Yep. God is about timing. Yeah. dining out. Sorry. He is about timing though, yeah. Yep, several people died and they labeled it pneumonia. All right, so listen, y'all. I got to get out of here, but let me tell you, when you see somebody posting that stuff on social media, you need to click away. You need to delete it. You need to unlike it. You need to block. You need to do all you can because these people are walking around. They are tribal. They're following after a political party or a group of people or a subgroup of people who believe this mess. And this is why people are not walking around with masks on. And you got governors who are killing people because of the decisions that they made. One of our fact checkers, Shantae Charles, who usually sometimes watch the show, her husband died, all right, down in Florida because the governor was making these decisions for the state, and it put these elderly people in harm's way. And the decision that the governors are making, or the lack thereof, is actually and literally killing the American citizens. Why? Because they are tribal. They're in Georgia, same way. These governors are following behind a party and a person. I can't even really blame I guess I have to blame the party because the party's not doing anything about it. When you got someone in the helm, and when the president put on a mask and that's breaking news, we got a big problem. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? When the president of the United States puts on a mask and him putting on a mask is breaking news, we, America, got a big problem. All right? So the governors are now having to deal with their citizens dying because they followed behind a man and a group of people who says, you don't need a mask. Forget what the science says. All right? And so that group of people have always been anti-science because remember, they didn't believe in global warming and they still don't. Remember Bush v. Gore? Remember Gore did the something truth? He did that documentary about global warming, and dumb white evangelicals cursed the very soul of that documentary. It's all that doesn't make any sense. It's snowing here. How is the earth warming when there's a big there's a snowball in my hand? And Congress was doing that. Congress was, one of the guys in Congress, one of them senators they brought a snowball to Congress and said, look at that. And y'all talking about some global warming. Well, look at this snowball right here. Yeah. Y'all did that. Y'all voted those people in. Y'all did it. Yes, in January I had the symptoms as you. Took about a month to get over it. Donald, this is for real. Come on. Y'all talking to survivors here. Can you imagine going to a cancer survivor or someone with cancer right now, and that cancer is running and reeking in their bodies, and then you put something on their wall, cancer is fake, and they're sitting in the hospital suffering, can't breathe? Can you imagine posting stuff about cancer is fake? Well, all right, so what? Cancer, this many people die of cancer. How encouraging is that to put something like that on the wall? Even if your statistics are true, clock keeper, I see you. Even if your statistics are true, why did you wake up this morning and thought that it was okay to put something up there like that, knowing it's killing or it has killed 138,000 people, and then you, who are a follower of Christ, although you say, put something up there like that to prove a political point because you lost money. God's going to get you. I got to go. If you learn anything, there's the app there, or not. Yeah. Somebody got to pay the bills. Hey, these lights. These darn lights, these lights always turn on when I go live. They just turn on. And then Commonwealth Edison say, hey, give me. All right. I had it back in February. Thought it was dying. Come on, Nakia. Come on. She says she thought she was dying. Come on. It's all personal gain to them. Yes, it is. Personal gain. People, let's pray for this country, for this nation, for our president. Let's just keep praying. Keep praying, y'all. Lost my son to step 4 cancer. Definitely this home. His home. Wow, Hips, I didn't know that. Brother, I did not know that. My God, today. Yeah, my God, today. I didn't know, Brother Hips. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. But see, you know what I'm saying? Brother, I lost my mother to this thing. It was breast cancer at first. And they experimented. 2008 is when she told us about this breast cancer. And she looked like she was getting better. But from 2008 to 2019, my mama just shrank and shrank and shrank and shrank and shrunk away. So when they told us, when she died, when they told us, well, right before she died, that is, just a week before she died, they says, the irony about this is that she don't have breast cancer. She didn't die of breast cancer. They said she got cancer everywhere in her body, except for the breast. That thing messed me up. It started in the breast, and then it left the breast and spread it everywhere, they said. That's what took her out of here. COVID-19 is an evil little thing, because if you got pre-existing conditions and things like that, that thing could come in there. Your pre-existing condition could keep you alive for years. COVID comes in there and weaken your immune system and start wreaking havoc on the pre-existing condition. You understand? And then it kills you. So on the death certificate, the hospital got to say COVID did it. Because if COVID wasn't in this man's body, he could have possibly lived on, even with the sickness that they have. So they are correct to say COVID did this. So they have a first and a second, they have a primary and a secondary reason for death. The primary reason could have been COVID. The secondary reason was he had heart disease. But the heart disease probably wouldn't have killed him. COVID came in there and rushed it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So when you people say it's a hoax and COVID, they're putting COVID on there because the hospital want more money, because they do get more money if they call it a COVID blah 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 blah. You don't understand how medicine works. Yeah, the actress says it right here. She works in the hospital every day, and she down there in Texas. Texas is almost the epicenter. Texas and Florida are really going through. Y'all pray for these responders, these what y'all call them? First responders. What else? What do y'all call them? All right, y'all pray for them, because some of the people are actually committing suicide because what they seeing every single day. It's something else. My son was 3. We watched him take his last final breath in our bed, spread to his eyes, to his brain, took his whole body over. Oh my God, Hips, man, I had no idea, brother. My heart, you got my heart going. I can't imagine losing a child as close as I am to my children. I can't imagine. Thank you, Amber. Essential workers, healthcare professionals, Adela says. I can't imagine, Hips. Ooh, I'm going to be thinking about you tonight, man. You done messed me up. Yes, Phyllis, you in Texas. We're praying for Texas. Yeah. Praying for everyone whose heart is still hurting from the loss of loved ones. Thank you, Keys. That thing is rough. That thing is rough. Frontline essential workers. Yeah, my sister works in a hospital in Texas. Pray for her every hour. God is watching. Yes, this should be the narrative on your walls. This is what you should be posting on your walls on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Periscope and all, wherever you post, all right? This should be the narrative here, that we should be praying for these essential workers, those who are on with the respirators, all right? They're getting ready to get up out of here. because of COVID-19, not the statistics of, yeah, it's not doing this, not doing that. Are you crazy? These people are dying. How insensitive are you? And you call yourself a believer. Cut it out. You got mental illness. All right? So we're praying for you, Della, down in Florida. We're praying hard. We're praying hard that the Lord release his hand. Release his hand of judgment. Release his hand of judgment. And then speak to these governors that he show them the way. They may make the right decision and do what's right and stop chasing after capitalism and chasing after that mighty dollar. Because if I'm dead, I can't work. You know, you're worried about the money, the mighty dollar first, and then the health second. And here's where America, God's got to judge. I got to go, y'all. I love you. Thank you, Clock Keeper, for the 5 extra minutes. All right? I appreciate you. And everybody here on the wall, hit the share button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and take that healing finger and smash the like button. Take the healing finger, smash the like button, and turn it blue. And you on Facebook, share this. There's about 106 of y'all left there. Share this with the people so they can understand the psychological aspects of why you are caught up in what style dress Melania got on, and why did the red table discussion go the way it did? Okay, and 5G. 'Cause 5G been silent for a while. What happened to 5G? I ain't heard nothing about 5G in months. I guess it was old news. I gotta eat. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Well, goodbye. 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 Enjoy yourselves. Bye. Goodbye.